Pros are just amateurs who know how to gracefully recover from their mistakes. Kevin Kelly. Well, my friends, what we do each and every day is we work hard to learn. We recover from the mistakes that we make and we push forward. You cannot be perfect in this game of charting, but you can strive to get better and better. And we have a great training for you today, the Success Multiplier Formula. Hope that you will take that training. It will be in the email for all of you who subscribe. If you're not a subscriber, go ahead and subscribe. You'll get emailed to you each and every day that the market is open. We strive to provide for you a daily review once a week, the weekly review and forecast. Appreciate our Patreon supporters. Let's jump into these charts. Everything down for the day but gold. Let's look first at the S&P 500 on this half-day chart. And you can see we're basically throughout the holidays, we're just sort of sliding along sideways. We had some down movement after things popped up a little bit last week on Wednesday the 21st, then down Thursday the 22nd, and then just sort of sliding along. As we're moving toward the end of the year, we were down 0.39% for the day. Did I say 1.51%? Sorry, that was the dollar amount. We were down 0.39%. So that is where we are. We're in the red on the STC on the half day. We're below the 200 EMA. We look at where we are on the 2-day, and you can see that we are red. We are below the 200 EMA. Things, of course, popped up and hit twice at least, got close a third. Well, I mean, other times got close, but popped above back on the 2-day chart on the 1st of December and on the 13th of December. And then heading over since then, red down candles, red on the STC. Still green on the STC when it comes to the weekly chart, and you can see we're above the 200 exponential moving average there, still green. We do have red down candles, and of course this week starting off with a red down candle also. But again, we'll wait and see how things continue to move. If indeed we're going to get a reset on the STC, that might give us an opportunity to jump into a down move. Let's look at where we are on the NASDAQ 100. It too is red on the STC on that half-day chart, further below the 200 EMA. You can see on the 2-day chart it is -4 down candles there. And we look at where we are on the weekly. And of course, we have rolled down through this week. Last week we pushed through the 200 EMA on the weekly. Now we are down. We still don't have a red STC yet. That may be coming. So we're sort of in this holding pattern, watching for how the year is going to end. Now, let's go to bonds, get out of stocks. We can see we're here recently. We've moved through the 200 EMA on this half-day chart. We look at where we are on the 2-day chart. We can see that it is still green on the STC. We do have 3 down candles that are forming there. And we look at the 200 EMA, and we can, of course, see that we are well below that. So we will keep an eye on where things continue to move there. We look at where we are on the weekly chart, and we can see that we are going into the second week of some down moves. And of course here, we likewise are well below the 200 EMA. Again, waiting to see if things are going to roll over hard on bonds as we end the year, perhaps move into this next year. So again, keeping our powder dry, waiting for things to reset, particularly on that half-day chart to give us some potential opportunities. What is gold up to? Gold popped up big in the morning, and then, of course, pulled back some in the afternoon, did not close as high as we see on that morning candle. Went green in the afternoon on the STC. Never really had things on this last attempt to move up, reset, and move back down. And when we look at where gold is, you can see we're above the 200 EMA there. Gold has faked us out now 3 times. we can see where things are on the 2-day chart as it has pushed through. And again, you can see just these crazy swings in gold with these long wicks on the top and bottom and spinning top candlesticks, green on the STC on that 2-day chart. And on the weekly, gold has continued to trudge up. We can see where it pushed through the weekly chart back on the week beginning the 7th of November. And then we have had nothing but green candles since then, up for the day 0.84%. So again, we'll see how gold straightens itself out, if it's going to go back on another tear. Still hitting around these prior highs that it's hit up 3 times on this half-day chart. We'll see if we can get the gold chart to set itself out at some point and give us something that we can follow. Now, lastly, we will take a look at Bitcoin, where we are there. Bitcoin was our not our biggest downer for the day. The biggest downer for the day was bonds, down 1.98%. The next biggest downer was the NASDAQ 100, 1.41%. We do see Bitcoin down 1.04%, starting the week off, of course, red down candle. Hasn't hit those prior lows yet, but again, not doing so well. Red on the STC. And of course, as we continue to look at things, we can tell that we are well below the 200 EMA on that half-day chart. 2-day chart, again, sort of green there, but with all the down movement in Bitcoin and its sluggishness, we are just waiting for Bitcoin to find a good, stable bottom. We look at where we are on the weekly chart. It is green on the STC, of course, as we range that chart in for ourselves. Again, we can sure see how Bitcoin has, over the course of the creation of this relatively new, only about a year and a couple of months old. This is the short-term closed month Bitcoin exchange traded fund. The nice thing about this is, you've heard us talk about it all the time, the one that we follow, XBTF, the Van Eck ETF for Bitcoin, has the lowest fees of the 3 that have been approved by the exchanges. And it is traded like a stock. It is Bitcoin, does have that volatility. But again, you don't have to go investing in putting your money in any of these somewhat questionable at times. I could start going through the list of the Bitcoin exchanges that have problems. This is, of course, an ETF, so it is different. It's why we are tracking this one for practice trading. But as you look at it, you can see that we're still languishing here around maybe making this new bottom. We had hoped the bottom would be around the 18.20 mark. It blew through that down to the $15 range. We will see if and when Bitcoin capitulates, finds a bottom, and then starts to move up. When that happens, we'll be here with you, ready for it to go. Thank you again, my friends. Hope everyone had a wonderful Christmas, Hanukkah holiday as we now move toward the end of the year. God bless. We'll keep you informed as these markets continue to head toward the end of the year. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World Headquarters.